I stood in the kitchen, my hands trembling as I read the text on my phone. I know about you and him. We're done. It was from my husband David, the man I'd vowed to love forever. In that moment, my world, our beautiful family, shattered, and I had no one to blame but myself. I'm Laura, a 38-year-old mom who threw away everything for a fleeting affair. Every night, I lie awake, haunted by the family I broke, the love I took for granted, and the misery I've brought upon myself. This is the story of how my cheating destroyed everything, how my stupidity affected my kids. There's not a single day that I spend regretting what I've done. And there's nothing in this world that I won't sacrifice to get back what I had. But it's all gone. Just listen to my story. Be my stupidity a lesson for your life. You need to hear this. We lived in Portland, Oregon, in a cozy house with a backyard swing set. David, a high school math teacher, was my anchor. Patient, warm, with a laugh that could melt my worst days. Our kids, Emma, 12, and Noah, 9, were our heart. Emma was a soccer star, all energy and braids. Noah was quieter, always building Lego castles. I was a freelance graphic designer, working from home, juggling deadlines and school runs. To everyone else, we were the perfect family. Sunday barbecues, movie nights, summer trips to the Oregon coast. But I was foolish enough to think I deserved more. 3 years ago, at 35, I started feeling trapped. David and I had been married 14 years, and the spark was fading. He was always busy, grading papers, coaching Emma's team, fixing Noah's bike. I felt like a ghost in my own life, unseen under piles of laundry and client emails. "You okay, hun?" he'd ask, his hazel eyes full of concern. I'd shrug, just tired. But I was lying. To him, to myself. I craved something new, something to make me feel alive again. That's when Ethan came along. I met him at a design conference in Seattle. He was 40, a marketing executive with a sharp wit and a smile that made my heart race. We bonded over coffee, laughing about terrible fonts. He texted me later, "Loved meeting you. Let's work together." It felt innocent, but soon our messages turned personal. "You're too vibrant for suburbia," he'd write. I'd smile, hiding my phone, feeling a thrill I hadn't in years. One night, after David fell asleep, I met Ethan for drinks. "You deserve to feel wanted," he said, his hand grazing mine. I knew it was wrong, but I didn't stop. One drink turned into secret meetups, hotel rooms, late-night calls. I told myself it was harmless, that David was too busy to notice, that I could keep my family and this secret. I was wrong. The affair lasted 6 months, each lie piling onto the last. I'd tell David I was meeting a client, then drive to Ethan's downtown loft. I'd kiss Emma and Noah goodnight, my heart heavy with guilt, but I'd push it down. Ethan made me feel seen, desired, like the woman I used to be before carpools and mortgages. But deep down, I knew I was betraying the people who mattered most. It all unraveled one Tuesday evening. I was at the grocery store when David called. "Laura, we need to talk," he said, his voice cold. My stomach dropped. When I got home, he was in the living room, his face pale. The kids were at a sleepover, thank God. "I saw your texts," he said, holding up my phone. I'd forgotten to lock it. "Who's Ethan?" I froze, my mind racing for excuses, but none came. "I'm sorry," I whispered, tears falling. He stood up. "You're sorry? You've been lying to me, to our kids for months." His voice broke. "I trusted you. I begged him to forgive me. It was a mistake, David. I love you. I'll end it." But he shook his head. "You chose him over us. I can't live with that." He packed a bag and left for his brother's place. I sat on the couch sobbing, realizing I'd just lost the man who'd loved me through everything, my insecurities, my late nights, my flaws. The next weeks were a blur of pain. David filed for divorce, asking for full custody of Emma and Noah. I didn't fight it. I was too ashamed. At the hearing, the judge's voice was a hammer. Sole custody granted to Mr. Thompson. I felt like I'd been erased from my own family. Emma wouldn't look at me. Noah asked, "Why'd you hurt Dad?" I had no answer, just tears. I moved into a small apartment, alone with my regret. The silence was deafening. No soccer games, no Lego battles, no David's laughter. I'd scroll through old photos, us at the beach, Noah's 5th birthday, Emma's first goal, and cry until I couldn't breathe. I'd taken it all for granted, thinking I could have my family and Ethan. But Ethan? He ghosted me after David found out. "I don't do drama," he texted. I was a fool, chasing a fantasy while destroying reality. Work suffered too. I missed deadlines, lost clients. My boss, Sarah, was blunt. "Laura, you're not yourself. Take time off." But time off just meant more hours alone, replaying my mistakes. I'd call David, begging to see the kids. "They're not ready," he'd say, his voice firm but kind. I hated him for being so strong, but I hated myself more. One night, I drove past our old house. Through the window, I saw David, Emma, and Noah laughing over pizza. A woman was with them, Lisa, a teacher from David's school. She was warm, grounded, everything I'd stopped being. Emma hugged her, and my heart broke. They were happy without me. I drove away sobbing, knowing I'd lost them for good. My lowest point came last Christmas. I spent it alone, eating takeout, watching families on TV. I wrote letters to Emma and Noah, pouring out my regret. I was selfish. I love you more than anything, and I'm so sorry. I didn't send them. I didn't deserve their forgiveness. I called my sister, Claire, the only person who still answered. "I ruined everything," I cried. She sighed. "You did, Laura, but you're still here. Start fixing yourself." Her words stuck, but I didn't know where to begin. I started therapy, dragging myself to a counselor named Dr. Ellis. "Why'd you cheat?" she asked. I fumbled, then admitted, "I felt invisible, but I made myself invisible to them." Therapy was brutal, facing my selfishness, my lies, but it was a lifeline. I joined a support group for people who'd hurt their families. Hearing others' stories, men, women, young, old, made me feel less alone, but no less guilty. Meanwhile, David and the kids were thriving. Claire told me he'd gotten a promotion, coaching the school's math team to nationals. Emma made varsity soccer. Noah won a Lego contest. Lisa was a steady presence, not replacing me, but filling a gap I'd left. They'd moved on, building a life I wasn't part of. It hurt, but I was proud of them, even if it was from afar. I'm trying to rebuild, but it's slow. I got a new job at a small design firm, forcing myself to focus. I volunteer at a community center, helping kids with art, hoping to give back some of the good I destroyed. I see Emma and Noah once a month now, supervised visits. Emma's distant, but Noah hugs me, and it's everything. "I miss you, Mom," he said once. I cried, promising myself I'd earn their trust, even if it takes years. Regret is my constant companion. I see David's face when he found out, Emma's anger, Noah's confusion, and I ache for the family I had. I took David's love for granted, thinking he'd always be there, not seeing how my choices would ripple. My affair wasn't just a mistake. It was a betrayal that broke the people I love most. I'm in misery, but I deserve it. David and the kids? They're proof that love and strength can heal what selfishness destroys. If you're watching this, don't make my mistake. Cherish the people who love you. One choice can ruin everything, and regret is a heavy price. I'm Laura, and thank you for listening.